Hello everyone. I am Monkeypuzzle, and it is time for episode number 16, playing the Direwolf20 FTB pack for Minecraft 1.7.10 here on the Primus Server. So now you know where we are and why it's time to get going. I've been busy as usual between episodes, and I got some stuff to show you and some stuff to do. So first, the stuff to show you. Where should I start? Let me see. I never filled you in on the golems that were harvesting the ender lilies. Well, they've been doing a bang up job. And if we look in here, we can check it out. We've got 4,180 ender pearls in here and 46 ender lily seeds. They don't even fit over there anymore. So no worry about that anymore. We could practically use the ender pearls for a power source at this point. And if we go back to the ME system and we look up something like ethereal essence, oh my god, look at all that. You may not know what this stuff is, but these are the drops you get when you kill a wisp. And it's the only way I know of to get that little purple sun aspect up there, the arum. And you need arum for several things. One of them is to activate thaumium wand caps. You need them to make not this soap, I think, but the salts for my purifying water for my bath here. That's helping keep the warp away, and the soap is to try to get it away more permanently. I'm gonna wait before I get in here to see if I get any warp, because I want to try to use this soap right when the warp comes. So let's keep our ears and eyes out for that. Talked a bunch about Botania in the tree farm and everything before, so we're gonna skip that today. I got a silverwood growing over there, but I'm actually getting ahead of myself. We'll talk about that and the little pure node in it in a minute, and maybe you've been noticing these nodes over here. But first, I want to show you where I'm getting all of that ethereal essence from, and it's super useful stuff. I think I also might need arum for the infusion enchanting as well. Anyway, it's something you need in a bunch of Thaumcraft stuff, and you can only get it from getting wisps. And until this point, I've run around in the nether killing wisps, and you know, you can only get so much that way, and you risk dying the whole time. So now that I've got golems, I put them to use in another way that I like to. So instead of going to nether here and killing wisps, we keep going down in my base. And if you look in here, what is going on? We've got a spawner in there. Looks like it's on some cursed earth. And we've got these little purple golem dudes in there. Let's get a closer look. Ho ho! Hello guys. Let's get some light in there. Yep. I made a little golems versus wisps scenario here. And if you followed my previous series on the crack pack for 1.6.4, I made something very similar. Using the golems, using Thaumcraft to get the stuff we need in order to do the Thaumcraft. So yeah, this is on the cursed earth like before. So this spawner, this wisp spawner here, will keep working whether I'm near it or not, which is how I got so much stuff. There's no need for me to AFK by it. It even works when I log off from the server because this area is chunk loaded. My base is chunk loaded. So yeah, these are the thaumium golems, and they've been doing great. Let's see, I meant to press that one there. They got a lot of hearts, and they're keeping them up. They can I'll show you them in action in a second again. But these are one of the tougher kinds of golems. They also allow 2 belly buttons there. They got a little speed belly button and a strength belly button, otherwise known as upgrades. And let me see, yeah, they got the guard core, and they've got little armor. They got a chest plate. They've got a visor. They've got a mace for hitting the wisps with, and these little cute fezzes. The fezzes apparently make them heal faster. And this guy, he must be the commander. He's got his little headset there, issuing commands. And these guys are great. I've got the vacuum hoppers in 4 corners, and they've actually been gathering even more XP for me as well. So I don't know what I'm going to do with all this XP. I'm gathering it in the barrels over here. I don't have it automatically hooked up to go upstairs yet. I gotta work that out. And yeah, let's watch them in action. So there we go. Wisps start spawning immediately. They go straight after him. The wisps get a few hits on him, but doesn't seem to hurt them much. And they go back to their little positions in between. And then briefly again, in a brief amount of time, the wisps will spawn again. And the golems just keep going after it. And they are just seamless. They'll go for that. They'll just do this all day long. They never run out of energy. The only time something went wrong is, I guess, a creeper must have spawned in here because it is totally dark in there. And the creeper, they must have hit the creeper or something, and it blew the place up. But that only happened one time. I need to make an aversion obelisk from Ender.io, which would be a way I would keep the creepers or anybody else from spawning in here. But so far, after about 4 days of operation, it has not been a problem. So this is really cool. I just enjoy watching it. And it got me thinking about these guard golems too, how they could be really useful. Because we're thinking about moving bases very soon, maybe even starting today, not fully moving this base, but branching out and starting some new stuff. So maybe to that highland base over there. So I made some more of these guys because I thought they could help me with that. There we go. I got 4 of them, and I got their gear, their core, and their upgrade. So let's take those guys over here and put them together. So let me see if inventory tweaks will help me out. Yep. There's our 4 sad little golems with no purpose in life. So before I do anything else, let me see. Let me give them all their gear. Well, let's do the upgrades first. Why not? We'll do the upgrades and then the gear and then their cores. So that is strength and that is speed. These guys are really slow. The tougher your golems get, the slower they get. So the speed hopefully will help out. Yep. And then next, let's give them some gear. Put this stuff out of the way and get them all suited up. So let me see. We'll start with maybe chest plates, and the visors are pretty cool. And the visors give them a little armor protection, and they also help them. They drop XP when they kill mobs if they're wearing the visors. So, and then give them their fezzes for style and for healing, and then their little golem mace arms, so they actually have a weapon and they're not just punching. So, and there's a little dart launcher they can get too, but before I found that actually is not that effective, and it just kind of distracts them. I don't know why they glow green once in a while, but I don't really mind. And then finally, let's bring them to life. Apparently I only made 3 of the guard cores, so only 3 of these guys get to go. Sorry, man, you're out for now. And, you know, they don't have to be all guard guys, although this is the tough version, unlike the clay, or you could go all the way down to the straw. The clay is a good intermediate version for just doing stuff around the house. Let me grab my golem bell, Golemancer's bell, and we can take these guys down. So that one is the odd guy out. We'll put him back in here, maybe. He's still got his stuff on? Yeah, he's got everything. Can't see it. Oh, because he didn't have a core. And these guys, we can do all kinds of cool things with them now. Like, for instance, if I wanted just to have a guard posted somewhere. Like, I've never had a mob spawn up here, but maybe if the Eldritch Guardians start chasing me, if I can't keep my warp down, I could just have one of these guys posted here. Or I could go downstairs. I thought it might be cool down by my front entrance, because, oops, I do get an occasional mob out here. I thought maybe, you know, we could have one posted out by the front door, just looking out for things. But where I really thought they'd be useful is, let's get back up here. Actually, let me take the fast way up. Nope, that's the wrong thing. This thing up there. If we go, it's nighttime now, and generally if you move someplace new, you're gonna need to light it up, right? Because right away you're going to have problems with mobs until you have a nice house and everything. But I thought, hey, I'm moving into this new area. I could just put some golems around and they'll just keep me safe. So I don't have to worry about lighting everything up and doing all that. I don't know what their range is for vision or whatever. Actually, this guy, I need to triangulate a little bit more. Yeah, so these guys are going to be my little honor guard for keeping an eye on me out here and making me have to worry about mobs. Because I think we're going to start doing some stuff here by the end of the episode. So we will get to that. And one more update here is that I've started moving nodes around. And this here was an experiment I was trying in building an uber node, basically building a mega node. If you don't have them on these things, these are if I can remember, the node stabilizers, and you make them like this over here. And they need a fair amount of aspects to do it, a fair amount of V. And that little recipe there, some nitor. And you make these. And what they do is they keep the nodes from eating each other, which they will do. Now, if oops, a little stuck there. If a node is closer than, let me see, these guys are 5 blocks apart. I think if it's 3 nodes or closer, maybe it's 4, they will start drawing from each other, and the bully node is going to be the one with the most aspects, and then the sum of all the aspects. And in this case, it was this one, and I was trying to build this one up to a higher portion, but I made a mistake here. I had put 2 nodes down here, which I wanted it to eat, but I was also using them to charge my wand in the meantime, and I found that if you leave nodes drained in the presence of a bully node, they can get killed easily, and even if they don't lose all their aspects, they won't get them back. So I made these node stabilizers in the meantime, trying to save them, but it didn't work. So, and you can turn them on and off with a lever. I don't know what I did with this one's lever, but if you put a lever by it, you can turn the node stabilizing part on and off. And this configuration here is I learned about on the Reddit, I think, about if you have nodes in the corners of a 7x7 cube, these 8 would be far enough away from each other that they could not drain from each other, and only the one in the middle could drain from all the corners, and it would have enough different ones to drain from that it may not kill or reduce them in the process. So that's what I'm trying to set up here with the option of turning on and off the node stabilization. But I didn't want to get too far with it before I showed you guys what I was doing. And yeah, I messed up the first time. But in this configuration, generally you wouldn't need these node stabilizers because you've kind of stabilized it by the geometry. Unlike down at the wand recharging dojo where they're all close together, but it doesn't matter because they're all on the node stabilizers. So hopefully that's a decent enough brief intro to some of the dynamics between nodes. And if you don't know, these are what you need to stabilize your wand, or not stabilize, but to charge your wands in Thaumcraft. But I've learned to leave these ones alone in the meantime. And I wanted to show you guys real quick how you move a node. So I've got this, and this is all I need, and I need a bunch of stuff in my wand, which I think I have enough. And what you do is you build a little thing around the wand to create a node in a jar. And might as well turn my magnet on here because I'm going to lose stuff this way. And here is a node in the jar. And I was going to release this one here, and I already put this one here. And what I was trying to do is build a big Ignis node. Ignis is that fire part, because there isn't, CatDog forgot to put Ignis in the wand recharging station down there. So I was building one for that. But and these ones were just slightly less than this one, so this one was going to eat them up. But I figure since I'm still learning what I'm doing, I'm just going to put these 2 down there and add them to the recharging station. And then we'll know we'll have Ignis there, and then I can just keep playing with these. So basically, I'm going to build a giant-sized jar around the node. So I got to take a little bit of my floor out here to do it. And you got to be careful because I think you can actually break the node. I haven't done it to try to experiment with it, but I think if I hit the node, I could break it. I don't know what happens if I place a glass block over it or not, but I'm not going to try. So yeah, this is a giant mimic of a giant jar. And so yeah, it's just 3 by 3 by 3 cube of glass, and then you need your slabs, any kind of slab. I'm just using fir because I got a ton of fir from my farm up there. And then if you whack this with a whole bunch of stuff in your wand, bang, you get a node in a jar, and it just parks itself right where you hit it, so you don't have to worry about that. And I'm just trying to put this back together. Probably could just wait and do this after the episode, but the neat freak in me wants to fix that. I don't even have everything. Anyway, let's grab these two and take them down to the wand recharging dojo, and which is right over here, and add them to the collection. I'm so grateful to Cat Dog for making this because it has come in handy so much doing all this work. I have to recharge these all the time. Actually, it looked like he might have grabbed one of these back or something, huh? I thought there was only 2 empty spaces. Anyway, we'll just stick those there. And now that you got those in place, the jars, you just have to right click, and it doesn't use any aspects off your wand, or any V, I guess it's called at this point, in order to release it. Like that. Yep, that worked. Scared me for a second there. And you can see how much it took off my wand. It looks like it was like almost 60 each for all of the different elemental aspects on there. Let's open this one up. And I love this cool little animation. These little arms come out, creates a little protecting sphere over the node. So these are now part of the system. I can put my wand in there, and it will recharge from those nodes and from the other ones. So yeah, it looks like we have a place for one more here to add to this even more. So yeah, I've been working on that. I wanted to show you that. I'm going to hang out here for a second while I'm here, let my wand recharge, and then I'm going to meet you guys back upstairs, and we will move on. All right, there we go. All hundreds. Let's head back up to the place and do some more stuff. All right, so I had a couple little things I wanted to do before I move on to more of the major theme thing I want to just start before the end of the episode. But up here on my list, a couple things I thought I could do with Tinker's Construct is we've got, they're called yellow heart canisters, and it's a little confusing because I have yellow hearts now, but that comes from the red heart canisters. I'm not sure what color heart I'm going to get from the yellow hearts, but basically in here, here, and here, I can add 10 each of these different kinds of heart canisters, the red, yellow, and green, and that gives me 10 more hearts each time. And now it may seem like 10 hearts extra is plenty, and it is pretty good, but I have almost died even with this, so I've learned the value of having even more. The way I almost died was getting the nodes. I've got an air node up here too. Is getting the nodes. I was trying to look at one that was over the lava in the nether. If you skim the lava, flying over the lava in the nether, you'll see lots of nodes like that. And one turned out to be a hungry node, and I was trying to free myself from this hungry node in lava. It was hectic, let me tell you. So anyway, back to the hearts. Oh yeah, and the other thing I wanted to make as well was a traveler's belt and gloves. And I know what the traveler's belt does. I don't know what the gloves do or if they do anything. So first I'm going to make a bunch of red hearts. I've got a bunch of hearts in here already, but let me see if I can get to it here. So these guys, I need to make 10 more of these, and then I'm going to use them to make 10 more of these. So I'm just going to do that real quick. There we go. And it should only make 10 because that's all the stuff I have. So we got those. We throw those in. And then this, I think we just need to make 10 of those. They're pretty expensive, but you know, we get so many resources with quarries. Got to do something with them. And I'm not out of gold. I'm just out of gold blocks. So we can make a bunch more of those. Okay, and so there is the rest of the apples. That's actually more apples than I need. It's okay. And then if I do this, we get those. So let's just go for it. Got 10 yellow heart canisters. So that's very cool. Throw those up there. I gotta place them. And then I gotta go let my cat outside. And we'll see what happens to those. Oh, okay, they really do go yellow. Okay, just got back from letting my cat out. And they seem to be growing slowly. We'll see what happens as we go along here. But by the time those creep all the way up, hopefully... Oh, I need to eat, that's why. Silly. Yeah, you still need to eat even to grow those extra ones. There we go. So we'll now have 30 hearts. And that's what it will take to kill us. Until we do something else like get last stand or something like that. Which I'll talk about that when I do it. In the meantime, let's try to make the belt. Here it is. What this is going to do is give us an extra hot bar. So that looks really easy. Now that I know about that, I don't know why I didn't do it before. And also, I don't know if these do anything or not, but let's go ahead and make them. These are the gloves. So I guess that's a pair. Okay, and if we put those in here, the gloves go here, the belt goes here. We could make a knapsack, but I'm going to avoid that for now because this doesn't go into my grave if I die, all the contents of that. It will give me more room in my inventory, but that stuff will just spew all over if I die. This looks like some sort of mask or something. I don't know if this is implemented or not. If it is, let me know. But apparently if I press B, I get a whole new hotbar. That's awesome. And it doesn't work here. It works there. If I go here, that stuff is gone. So that stuff is somewhere, but not here. I'm not sure what happens to those things if I die. I should probably make an experiment with that. Wow, I got the lemon yellow hearts all the way across. Anyway, this could be really useful because if I could have one hot bar for like defense and food and one hot bar for a given building project that I'm working on. So that's very cool. All right, so time to move on to Pneumaticraft. And I'm not going to do that much with it today, but I want to get started with you on camera, especially because the first part of it is kind of cool, the very first step. So let me grab some iron. I figure I'm going to need 2 stacks of it. Let's go ahead and grab 3. And then let's get some TNT and blow up some of our resources. And let me see. Let me figure out a more fun way to do this. Well, I was thinking of putting flame on my bow right now, but maybe I'll just save the time and we'll just get a pressure plate or something like that and just do it the easier way. And then let me just go all the way downstairs and we will do this. So I figure we'll just do it down at bedrock where things can't hurt anything. I was going to ward someplace, but this will work just as well. Let's go over here. I'll use my night vision so you guys can see what's going on. So first thing about Pneumaticraft is it uses compressed air, or that's the whole concept of it. And most everything is built with compressed iron. And there is a compression chamber that you can make in order to compress iron. Oops, I might as well put this down first. I don't know how much TNT I need. I don't even... let's just start with 1, just to be safe, because I don't want to blow up my compressed iron in case they don't all go off at the same time. So there's a compression chamber that you can build that compresses iron, and other things as well. We'll talk about that in a second. Oh yeah, I know what I'm doing wrong. This silly thing. Let me take that off. But you need compressed iron to build the compression chamber. So that's kind of a catch-22. So the way you do it is like this. You just get some TNT. You blow up a couple stacks of iron. And then now, these should be compressed iron for the most part. And you lose some, and I did extra, but this should be plenty to get us started. And wow, I even got my pressure plate. Excellent. So let me see. Let me get back up here because it's kind of dreary down here. And I'll talk to you a little bit more about what I'm going to do. So I did a lot of research on Pneumaticraft. I watched some videos and I looked at the online wiki, which actually was not the most updated wiki. The most updated wiki apparently is a mod that you can add to your client side. You can add it to a server too and actually do a whole like in-game wiki about your server if you wanted to. So anyway, I went ahead and downloaded it. I'll put the link down below. And now if I press I, it shows up. So I've got the in-game wiki for Pneumaticraft, and this could be if people were using it, which doesn't seem like they are. Or I don't know if it gets added automatically or not. But so far, it's just fully detailed here for Pneumaticraft. So everything you need, almost everything you need to know, is right here. The only thing that's missing is a description of the drones, but there's actually a really good description of the drones online. I forget if I saw it on ftbwiki.org or on Mine Martin, the developer of Pneumaticraft, if I saw it on his site. But if you go to one of those, there's a really good description of the drones and what they do, and I read through that and it gave me a bunch of ideas. Anyway, too long looking at that GUI, but I just wanted to show you where to find all the information on this stuff. So the drones, what they're good for is they can do a bunch of different things, and there's a very simple way you can build programs with them. They're not quite as intricate as turtles, but they're a lot easier to program with. So like I was saying, I thought they'd be another good, initial force for coming into new areas. I'm going to use them to build with. I'm going to use them to protect the area. And you can also get them to do all kinds of various tasks. So a couple things I'm going to need to do to get there, and it's not all going to happen today, is I'm going to need to start tinkering with Pneumaticraft. I got to learn how to use all those tubes, and the pressure chamber froze up for a second there. But, like we could make a few tubes right now. That won't be a big deal. The tube is this one right here. So we could do that, and I can make a bunch of those. And then there's various things I'm going to need to regulate the tubes, like the safety tube module. I'm going to need to make a pressure gauge to do that. Make a bunch of pressure gauges and that. Now we can do that. Or not. Oh, because I didn't throw any of these back in there. And I didn't throw these back in either. So let's try that again. Okay, we can make that too. So this is your pressure gauge. It's going to tell you how much pressure you got. Let me grab a couple of those. This is a safety release valve in case pressure goes up a bunch of above a certain amount. You can use that. I'm going to need a couple to make something else as well. And then let me see. There's this thing which regulates the pressure. That's what I needed those for. So I'm going to grab at least one of those. And then there's this thing. Oh, which I can't make yet. It tells you how much air pressure is flowing through a tube. And then the other things we needed to make were the pressure chamber dealios. And the pressure chambers I think they start at 3 by 3. So that means I'd need at least 26 of these to start with. So I'm just going to make a number of those. You can go up to, I think, up to 5 by 5. So what would that be? 125 of them, minus 1, or no, minus less, more than that, minus 9. Anyway, and then there's windows to go with that. Gosh, now that I made all this stuff, I might as well just like start setting it up, huh? It's going to take a bunch of tinkering to learn how to make this thing. And how to make it work. So I thought I would just play with it between now and the next episode. And then, I'm out of these. I'm going to have to make some more. Anyway, so yeah, I need to blow up some more iron. But you guys get the point. I'm going to put that stuff together. And next episode, rather than just derping it all on camera and figuring out what I'm doing, I'm going to just show you what I did and what I learned from that. I was going to do it over here, but there's a chance that this thing can blow up. And I thought, oh, this is a great opportunity to use my focus of warding and just ward all this and protect it. But, you know, I've got DSUs full of stuff here. I've got Britannia stuff up there. And we're going to start using this thing over there at the Highland Overlook anyway. So I'm just going to set it up over there, and if it blows up, no biggie. I'll just blow up some grass. And yeah, so when I sign in next episode, we'll have that. We'll be able to move on with it. And also, I got to collect a bunch of these Pneumaticraft plants that are everywhere and start... Oh, that's not one. That's Britannia. And I got to start using them. Let me see. There's some here. Like, what's this one, for instance? Let me turn on Wayla. Okay, here's a flying flower. Woo, there goes my seeds. This is a good opportunity to turn this back on. But yeah, each one of these has a different mechanic for growing them, but I'm going to need them all. So I got to grow all 14 of these as well in the meantime. And so we'll be able to make all the different plastics we need. And you guys don't want to see me collect that or set that up either. So I'll just be ready for that for next time. Anyway, I think I've moved through everything that I wanted to just discuss. I know I discussed more things than I actually did this episode, but it's all preliminary towards moving on to more cool stuff. I was hoping also I would get some warp, because I wanted to use this sanitizing soap while I was with you guys, but apparently I'm getting less and less warp because I've been taking care of myself. Might as well, let's end with a hot tub. I've modified the hot tub a little bit. These are called topiary blocks, by the way, and they're great. It's not really the right word for them, because topiary is when you carve up bushes, not when you necessarily do stuff with grass. But anyway, it's a way you can make a half slab of grass. It comes in a full block. And here is my hot tub. I've been just keeping the salts here in the spa, and it just keeps it mixed up and ready for me to go. And yes, and while you're sitting in here, it gives you 26 minutes or a little bit more of the warp ward. And if you eat the soap, not eat the soap, but use the soap while you're in here, you get a higher chance of losing some warp. So I'm just going to do both while I'm in here. And yeah, I'm going to sign out. This is still Monkeypuzzle. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and more to come really soon. Basically today I was just setting myself up for the next part, and next episode we'll start moving into that next area, and there's more and more stuff to do. Maybe we'll open the portal to Alfheim and get that going. And please let me know all the things you'd like to see me do in the meantime as well. Anyway, I'm signing out. Bye-bye.